This episode is brought to you by Elevate OS, the only all-in-one community operating system. Elevate OS transforms property management, combining resident engagement, reservations, rent payments, maintenance, and concierge services into a single super app. It also uniquely integrates access control, intercoms, package lockers, and thermostats, eliminating app fatigue and redefining modern apartment living. Visit elevateos.com/MMN for a free demo and see how they can help you level up your operations. Welcome to another episode of the Multifamily Collective. Today we're adding another episode for the Thereby series based on the Old-Fashioned Leadership book. And today's topic is the passenger mindset versus the driver mindset. Now, you can all visualize that you're in a car with a passenger and you're driving down the road, and all of those things that we all laugh about. We don't necessarily laugh about them in the moment, but all the things we laugh about post-trip or around the Thanksgiving table or the Christmas dinner table, holiday season. You tell the stories of traveling to this place or that place with passengers in the car. So the passenger mindset is that the passenger just believes in their heart of hearts that they have all the best avenues and routes and can certainly press the brake with the right amount of pressure, or they can drive faster or slower in a better way or a better fashion. They avoid all the potholes in the road. They just feel like in their back seat, right? They just tell you everything that you're doing wrong as it relates to driving down the road. And they have a passenger's mind, or they're just along for the ride and they don't really help in the effort. So let's say you're doing a cross-country trip and you end up driving the entire time versus a passenger who just sits in the passenger seat and doesn't really take any of the driving duties for a 3-day trip, or they don't participate in filling up the gas tank when you stop at a gas station. All these things, you've heard them all, thereby makes the trip just a disaster. You have people like that in your organization. They're just along for the ride, but they certainly have an opinion about everything that you're doing while you're driving the ship, while you're leading the efforts, whereby it causes a tremendous amount of friction in your business, makes you tired. That's really the punchline of this series, the Thereby series, is that you experience a lot of fatigue when you have individuals like this in your organization, or you tolerate individuals like this in your organization. So you have these passenger seat mindset people, you have a driver's side mindset in your organization. The drivers in your organization don't sit around and wait for your direction necessarily. I think there's this very famous thing that I heard somebody say to somebody one day, or somebody said it to me. I can't remember. It's a long, long, long time ago. The leader said, "I'd rather catch a tiger by the tail than light a fire under an elephant's rear end." In other words, the drivers in your business, they get clarity on what it is your expectation is for them, for the company, and they just go. They go 100 miles an hour. They're task matched. They get things done. They lead, they manage, they do everything well. Those people are drivers in your business. You want a lot of drivers in your business. You don't necessarily want a lot of passengers in your business. Now, we could argue sometimes that there are passengers in your organization that are good. They're tried, they're true. They do their work. They come in at 8, they leave at 5. They don't complain. They don't do anything that is sort of outside of the bounds of what being a good team member is. And they don't drag on your organization. But there are other passengers that do all of that. So thereby you have all this friction in your organization. Whereas if you teach, train, mentor, coach people to be owners first and to be drivers in your organization, to be really good managers of tasks and to be really good leaders in terms of getting things done through other people. You teach, train, mentor, and coach to get people in alignment with that, and thereby your organization excels. It accelerates and it excels at everything that it does. It creates excellence in your organization when you have people who are more in a driver's mindset than in a passenger's mindset. That's it. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.